everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Mayor Tyler Moore Show here on the Kokomo Post. My name is Drew Larison. This is MTM. Hope you guys are having a great day today. Mr. MTM, Mr. Mayor, how are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, it's beautiful. The sun is out, and the sun is shining brightly on that new mural that they dedicated yesterday on the side of Fox's Trail there along Main Street. Just unbelievable. Folks, if you haven't been out past there, do yourself a favor, especially when the sun's shining, or even if it's not, but take a trip up and down Main Street, park, get out, walk, and stand over in front of 306 Riverfront and take it all in, man, because it is beautiful.
It was
just
really
amazing.
To watch it all come together was something this weekend. I drove by that area probably a lot more than normal. But we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yep.
Got some.
Got ahead, sorry.
Got it. No, you're good. Got some bills to pay real quick. IPTs. Fall sports season is here, and IPT Screen Printing is the place to go for all your uniform needs. Contact Kyle Fouts at 765-480-3082 for more information. 20 shirt minimum required. Check them out on Facebook. That's IPT Screen Printing. Screen printed apparel for any occasion and uniforms for any sport. Fun Factory Outlet Indiana. Fall is in full swing at Fun Factory Outlet Indiana. Fun Factory Outlet has customization options to fit the needs of every family. Check out the versatile swing set options and set designs that can include picnic tables or multiple climbing options. Different and additional slides, ramps, mucky bars, sky lofts and are available, as well as fun accessories like chalkboard, bubble panels, or even tic-tac-toe. Give them a call at 765-522-PLAY. Fun Factory Outlet Indiana is located just south of Crossroads Church on 931 in Kokomo.
I was past there a couple times last week, and man, that just looks like a total fun place.
It is. It's a cool place.
Shop and dream.
We were just filming a new video for them actually about their basketball. They have like really high quality basketball hoops out there.
Yep.
Who do we have? The Western girls team?
With the Western girls
awesome.
Varsity basketball team, they came out and hung out with us, and it was awesome. It was so fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. The kids were out there playing on all the play sets, and then the Western girls were out there shooting some hoops, and I flew my new drone out there, and that was really fun.
Yeah.
I got some really cool shots for that. I'm excited about that. But how was your weekend? Do anything fun?
Busy. Our second Saturday cleanup. Met a handful of folks up at Alberryman Park and walked the trail in and around. They headed south down towards the depot, all the way to the depot in town, and I covered the north stretch of that. I was by myself, so just did the up to North Street and back, and and down by Open Arms. But that's always fun, getting folks to come out and take pride in their community and help volunteer picking up things and clean up, which I understand the crew is going to do as well.
That's right. Tomorrow we're going out and we're doing that exact same thing. Little company outing.
Yep.
Cool.
We do a monthly company outing, and sometimes they're give backs. Sometimes they are just us hanging out and getting to. We just went to the Jackrabbits game together as a squad. But these are really fun. So you came in and you said either you're doing gardening or
picking up trash.
Yep.
There's a pile of garden gloves out there, which is smart because you got the rubber side to those, the stuff that you might come across. But yeah, so that was, and then Saturday night went down to the Riverwalk concert that the Coterie sponsored.
I heard there was quite the crowd.
Yeah,
it was nice. It was a beautiful evening and really cool band out of New Jersey, and a lot of fun there as well.
Very cool.
And then of course the dedication of the mural on Sunday. So just action-packed, fun weekend for Kokomo. I didn't get over there because the dedication of the mural happened right smack dab in the middle of the closing of the Kokomo Beach season with pooches in the pool. So I haven't had a report yet to see how many dogs actually showed up and enjoyed the final splash at the beach. But I'm sure a good time was had by all as well.
Well, yeah, I saw some pictures, so that's always a really fun event. Yeah. Pooches at the pool.
Pooches at the pool.
So yeah, I see some comments coming in the chat. So if you have any questions for the Ask the Mayor segment, just leave them down below. Kelly says hi.
Hey, Kelly.
By the way, Kelly Estep. She's a big Kokomo Post fan.
She is.
She likes all of her content. I've seen her name quite a bit on the Mo Money Show, which is a show we do every Friday at noon, where we just straight give away $100 cash. So if you like money, make sure to watch that show on Fridays at noon. So So Kelly, hope you're having a great day. Also, Brooke, I got your question, pulled it over my notes.
Cool.
So we're good to go there. Let's talk about some quick things just going on at the Kokomo Post. We have the August sweepstakes going on right now.
Oh, man.
So you can go to the kokomopost.com/August. We have like a giant list of things we're giving away there. I know Bree and Austin from Walls Furniture and Mattress, they were out making some cool videos today for the August sweepstakes.
Cool.
Shout out Walls for being our sweepstakes partner.
Mm-hmm.
We have a few weeks left of our gas giveaway. We're giving away $100 in gas every single week of the summer, and that is turning into $100 in groceries. Every week we're going to do that through November.
Cool.
So make sure to go to that, kokomopost.com/gas. We have the teacher appreciation give back that we're doing right now. We're going to be picking a winner actually right after this. We're going to pick a winner from the Western teacher appreciation.
That was last week.
Yeah. And then this week's is going to be all of Kokomo schools. So this one's a big one. A lot of schools in Kokomo schools. So that'll be going on all this week until next week as well. And then I wanted to talk about, I guess you brought it up right at the stop, like with the new mural.
Yes.
To just the person not in the know, how did that come about? I know it was grant funded.
Correct.
How did we find the artist? Kind of tell us like the behind the scenes of how that happened.
So the Arts Federation or Arts Foundation that's headquartered out of Lafayette, but Kokomo is included in their region, and Tasha Smith, I think Tasha Smith is the coordinator there, and I guess about a year and a half ago they started. They applied for this grant and had to identify an area, a building, canvas, if you will, in the area, and with the emphasis that Kokomo has done in the last handful of years, even prior to my administration, focusing on the arts and bringing the art walk down and around the downtown and parks area, commissioning a handful of other murals in the area, the concerts. I mean, because obviously arts encompasses so much more than just sculpture and painting. So with the music venues, both of the summer concert series and Riverwalk, they really liked what was going on in Kokomo. And as I understand, they formed a search committee, if you will. I was not part of that committee, but if I can remember them all, obviously the representative from the Arts Federation, but former City Councilwoman Janie Young was on it, J.C. Barnett, who's a local artist and professor over at IUK.
Love that guy.
Robin Williams and Maynard Eaton. Robin's the Howard County representative for the Arts Foundation, and also with the Artist Alley or the Arts Gallery downtown, and Sally Tuttle. And I think because their focus was on Native American and that part of Kokomo's history, they brought Sally Tuttle, who is a local Kokomo resident. She's a member of the Choctaw Nation, but is very much into the Miami heritage as well. And so I think that was everybody on that committee. So it's something they've been working on. They've did a search. I'm not quite sure how the search was for artists, but found Thomas Evans. His artist name or nickname is Detour, and a great guy out of the Denver area, just very personable. He's actually brilliant. I think he's an engineer by trade and has fallen in love with art. Started small and gone larger, obviously, and so that was kind of his story, and kind of what he told at the dedication yesterday was that, because there was a lot of younger individuals there and even middle-aged that may embrace the arts as well. And he said, don't give up on your dreams. And he said, I got out and I was done with college, and I'm an engineer and I had a job and everything, but I loved art and and decided just to go ahead and pursue it. And here I am now. You're pulling up a lot of
I'm on his website. There's so many beautiful murals.
I am Detour is both his Twitter feed as well as his page, but just some amazing things. And just for him to and it was funny, and Tasha reached out to him and said, hey, we've selected you as the artist, do you have a window of opportunity coming up soon? And this was on Tuesday of last week, and he said, well, I'm between gigs, I can be there tomorrow. And she's like, oh, what? So he shows up Wednesday, checks the place out, starts on Thursday, and has this amazing masterpiece done by Sunday afternoon.
It was wild. We, and I think we'll have it up later today. We've got like a time lapse of the progress. It was so quick and so incredible. Bree captured that. It was really cool.
Yeah, because I mean, knowing that he was coming, I received an email and he was saying that he was in and had an initial conceptual image of what he was thinking, and said he was starting, and then somebody looked out the window of City Hall and said, well, yeah, it looks like there's all kinds of colors on the side of the Fox's Trail. And so, looking out the window from the third floor, I thought, holy cow, he's already started. I mean, and he had already had pretty much the background done by Thursday evening. And I stopped down there, and of course he's covered in all kinds of splattered paint, from the spray cans and such. But again, just an amazing and personable and brilliant man who I believe God has blessed abundantly, and to have him share those blessings and that talent with us here in Kokomo with that mural was just amazing.
Yeah, I'm on his website right now, which if you're interested, it's imdetour.com. And he's just got a bunch of murals. It looks like this is probably one of the largest ones he's done. But they all have like similar colors to them. And it blew my mind. At first, I didn't know that a face was going to be on it. So I was like watching it. I'm like, oh, it's just cool. It's going to be just like splattered looking like collage of colors. And then like the face started coming through. And I'm like, that not only is all of a sudden the face, it looks so realistic. Instantly. Blew my mind.
So a member of the Miami Nation of Indiana was selected as the model, and she immediately was contacted and came down in ceremonial garb, and he took some photos of her in various positions, basically as the mural depicts. I mean, he wanted something, obviously the Miami are very much into the spiritual side of Mother Earth and such, and so everything was looking up towards the sky to the ancestors and such, and there was some where she was covering her eyes, others palms open and such, but yeah, so he captured that kind of Photoshop or superimposed on the proposed background that he did, and then pinpointed it from a distance, and it's just unbelievable. But he made a comment too, and if you do go to his website, I mean, all of the figures, I mean, there may be a few, I mean, he does portraits of famous people, but when he does murals as large like this, he doesn't like to do a lot of celebrities on those. I mean, he finds locals, local subjects, from that community to be subjects for those larger ones, in the cities and towns and such, as opposed to doing, you've got some up there that have James Brown and Michael Jordan and a lot of the others, but yeah, the ones that are on buildings in communities are typically members from that community, and he's even some of those pictures have the subjects standing in front of him. It's just amazing.
Oh, the realism that happens from a spray can is what really just blew my mind. Like the detail you're able to get, and I love it because spray paint on a wall historically has been like a sign of like I don't know, like crime, like
disrespect,
tagging, something like that.
Unfortunately, we've got some of that,
But he's able to turn that into this beautiful thing that's appreciated by so many people now. It's a cool thing.
Yeah, I'm sort of amazed at looking back at my time in Kokomo, what has happened with public art over these last several years. It really is incredible. And I don't know if everybody really realizes, like, there's so much hard work that goes into making those things happen, finding the funding for it. But there's so much great public art here. I don't know. I love it. It's so fun to have seen like that evolution.
There's that traveling artist Muck Rock who's come to City of Kokomo and has done. It's the same thing. It's like that spray paint, beautiful type of art, and there's tons of pieces all around town. I mean, they're all over.
Well, the CVB is working with the Arts Foundation as well, and getting ready to do a mural on the north side of the depot there at Sun King. So that'll be the next, and obviously detour, said, hey, if you find me another building and concept to do it, he goes, I'll be back. He said, I love this community. This is the first time I've ever been to Indiana. And so I'm just honored that Kokomo was my first stop, and everybody's been great. I love the community. I love the feel. And so
I love that.
He may be back.
No, I hope he is. It was really cool. Really cool to see that come together.
Yeah. Kudos to everybody who worked together to make that happen. That's amazing.
Very cool.
Okay, so tell us, before we get into the Ask the Mayor segment, which if you're watching this still, leave a comment down below. Drew, I see you down in the comments. Great name, by the way. Yeah. If you have any questions for the mayor, just leave it in the chat below. We'll get it over. I'm pulling them over to my notes. So if you have any questions, just let me know. As well as, we just got sidetracked. Oh, yeah, so just tell us really quick what's going on at City Hall right now.
A lot of planning. I know the last handful of times it's been budgets. But now that we're getting close to finalizing the budgets, it's actually looking to next year to see, how proposed projects, fit into what's being planned, and then what we anticipate the revenues to be. So a lot of this afternoon, a little bit of ARP updates on projects and such, but sat down and actually with our engineer and street superintendent to look at what we're hoping to finish up yet this year on resurfacing on streets, some of the construction that's still being completed there at Markland, Park in front of the beach, and Center Road to the south. But again, a lot of additional there, but then what may have to and will spill over into next year. And again, what falls into what programs and what funding we're getting, whether it's community development block grants, whether it's federal funds, state funds, or tax revenue. So a little bit of everything, just planning.
How's the holiday planning coming?
It's
selfishly, I want to know. We've got the parade.
It's coming along. Yes, we've had apparently the committee has had a few people step forward and offer to further sponsor the parades, and so they're getting some funds together to maybe add some more amenities. They'll probably have the carriage rides again available afterwards. I forget the guy's name that brings the live reindeer. He'll probably show up again. That? Buddy the Elf was a hit, so it wouldn't surprise me if Buddy shows up again at some point. No, it wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
No, he was on one of the floats, was part of one of the groups.
Okay.
So
I still don't.
You can probably guess what group it was.
Buddy the Elf.
Yeah.
Oh, was it maybe like it starts with a W?
No, I don't know his name, but no, he was from the movie Elf.
Oh, I understand that.
Yeah, so he was he was on the more title float with my folks. Yeah, so I wouldn't surprise if he comes back. But everything else, still, and we haven't followed. I had a conversation yet in regards to displays down in the stadium.
Yeah, that's what I want to know
and
about.
Such. But so yeah, not much more discussion that I've had yet since our discussion last week.
Okay, because I'm starting to get in the mood. We're starting to plan like our company like Christmas, which you can't do that, I guess, soon enough, because then next thing you know, it's Christmas.
Well, things book up. If you want to do something fun that takes reservations, such, we got to get on the books early.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. And then Halloween's coming up soon.
Ooh, yes.
So that's exciting. Mm-hmm. Are you going to dress up this year? Are you a Halloween dresser?
I'm a Halloween dresser-upper. Yeah, the kids are older now. Before I dress up and take them trick-or-treating and go along with them. Last couple of years, I've gone ahead and dressed up to hand out candy while people were there too. So
okay,
I enjoy it.
Yeah, if I'm passing out candy, I don't dress up. Oh, and that's just, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't go all out, but just, like last year I did a mad scientist. It's just something easy to where you just...
I don't go all out and just dye my hair green, buy a lab coat, and have experiments in a beaker. Yeah. Nothing big deal.
I always want to do like a really big family costume with everybody, like our whole family, because as you know, we have like a really weird like sitcom family that all lives in the same neighborhood.
Uh-huh. That'd be great.
And so that's what I always want to do. And so last year I think I thought this was going to happen, and I think I even bought you, we had a Wizard of Oz theme. And I think that I bought things for you to wear that you immediately were like, I am giving out candy.
I don't remember that. Which is funny because when I was in elementary, I was in a play.
I know, I've heard.
Called The Wizard of Oz.
And you played?
I was the Wizard of Oz. So
Sweet.
I don't want to brag or anything, but like I think I was so good they actually named the whole play after me.
I guess.
I don't know. It was sixth grade.
Calling you the Whiz.
The Whiz kid. But that's fun. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe
we did it in third grade, and I was a scarecrow.
Okay, gotcha. Is that the one without brains?
Yeah. So let social media run with that one. I'm sure it will. I'm sure our friends are watching. So
yeah. How you doing?
There's our clip for the week.
There's the clip for the week.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't dress up for Halloween much, but I'm really starting to feel Christmas. I don't know why.
No, I'm trying to talk him into doing a Star Wars theme.
Okay. So
All right.
you will love this.
Yeah.
So we have two nephews, my brother's kids, and one of them, his name's Jack. He is a 3-year-old, and he's one of the most amazing, interesting kids I've ever met in my entire life. So we'll all be at the pool or something like that. We're swimming, we're having a good time. I don't know, eating pool snacks, all these things. Jack will be acting like he's doing yard work. Like he always has to have a job, and he's bossing everyone around to help out with his job.
He's amazing.
He's just I can't.
The coolest 3-year-old I've ever met.
And
awesome.
What makes it cool is I saw him the other last night, and he was just really sweet. And that's not usually, I don't want to say that Jack's not sweet, but Jack is usually I have a job, I'm on a mission.
He
and
has this incredible imagination that he is fully engrossed in. So we'll be at, I don't know, I'll teach Sunday school for church, and he'll be in the class, and he's like, everyone, we are now on a train. And he will set up, and he's like, I am the engineer, and you're in the caboose. He has this incredible rich imagination.
He does. So with that attitude of leadership, I'll say it like that. With the attitude of leadership that Jack has, we're thinking about doing an entire Star Wars themed family costume.
Nice.
And with that, Jack has to be Darth Vader.
Of course.
And I want this 3-year-old who's one of the smallest ones to be bossing around all the other kids as Darth Vader.
He's amazing.
And then we have our other nephew who just turned 1.
It's not bossing. It's just executive leadership.
Sure. And then we have our nephew who's 1, your Baby Yoda.
Yeah, right.
Baby Yoda, the child, Grogu.
That'd be perfect.
So, but then I don't know, our dog can be Chewbacca. I don't know, we're working on a plan.
There's so many.
We're
Well,
working on it.
Can't wait.
Speaking of, there was an adorable story about Jack, and so we were doing the. I hope it's okay to say this. We were doing the memory verse this week, right? And so the memory verses at church was, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And so the teacher said this, and trying to get the kids to say, and these are 3-year-olds. So I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And then Jack turns and he goes, I am Darth Vader.
Nice. Nice.
That must be in a new version of the Bible.
Fearful and wonderful. Darth Vader. That's me.
Such a cool kid.
We'll see. Maybe we might make you proud by doing something.
Can't wait.
Star Wars themed this year.
Can't wait.
All right, so let's get into it. Like I said, if you have any questions for the mayor, please leave them in the chat below. I know some people are on here live watching with us, so we have some questions from before. The first one is from Ann on Facebook.
Lexi's Drink Barn.
My goodness, you're always saving me with this. Shout out to Lexi's Drink Barn for being the partner for the Ask the Mayor segment. You know why I didn't remember that?
Because you haven't had one this afternoon.
I haven't had my afternoon Lexi's, and I'm just sluggish now.
My son walked in the house yesterday with the Drew.
Shut up.
No. I was like, what'd you get at Lexi's? He goes, Coke Zero and a vanilla. And I was like, did they call the Drew? And he's like, what? Well, you got to watch the Mayor Tyler Moore show.
I love that. Yeah, that's my go-to drink. 44-ounce Coke Zero with sugar-free vanilla. It's a good pick-me-up if you need it in the afternoon.
I couldn't believe it.
I can't do coffee in the afternoon or I'll never sleep, but for some reason, Coke Zero is perfect. So go show some love to Lexi's. They've got some ice cream now. Finish your summer off right with some ice cream, as well as some other food options that they keep pumping out. Fridays is Buffalo Chicken Panini Day. So if you're into that, which you should be, go check that out. Shout out to Lexi's. Appreciate it. First question is from Ann on Facebook. Yes. We need more booths at every bus stop, especially since winter will be here in a few months, unfortunately.
Yes.
Is that more seating? Is that what that means?
Well, I think those enclosed shelters. Okay. And unfortunately, a lot of the stops are post signs only, mainly because of access and easements. I mean, so each of those stops are not owned by the street or by the city, and so we must get permission from the property owners in order to place the bus stop there. And some have enough space for the shelters and some don't. Some of the shelters are strategically placed, like by the hospital or by some of the shopping, where there's a greater chance. And I get that every stop is just as important, but a lot of those, if you'll notice, because of the lack of space between the sidewalk and the street, or even on the property, unfortunately, are due to easements. Now, we are looking at taking an assessment of all of our stops to see where there may be a need to move one, maybe remove one to add another. So we're looking at those, that any additional ones that may be added. Hopefully it does have the availability to put shelters, because we would love to have a shelter at every one. And there are costs involved with that, but because they are needed and federally funded, that there's a possibility. But again, it just comes down to access.
Yeah, and sometimes that can be difficult. I know with that same type of issue we've talked about with sidewalks, or getting sidewalks added. It's when you have to get multiple property owners on board for that, it can get difficult sometimes.
Yep.
But I can see why those shelters
But good
would be
question.
good for winter.
Totally understand, and if we can get some in, then we will.
Okay. Next question from Brooke on Facebook. Can we fill the holes at the recycling center? These holes are huge and need fixed. Are these potholes she's probably discussing? You grunted, so I'm guessing you know what she's talking about.
because I drop off recycling there, and I have had a conversation with them in regard. So the city doesn't actually own the recycling center and that service. We contract that out with the company that has the they call it a MRF, but basically it's where the recycling gets dropped off. And so, yes, to the north of the entrance where the recycling is dropped off are the extra bins. And yes, that parking lot in there, or that area, has gone without some attention and some love for quite a while. We did convey to them maybe month and a half ago the need for them to consider either at least grading it or doing something, because it is rather treacherous. So thank you, and hopefully they're watching, but or others are watching, to know that it's not just me complaining about it.
Okay.
So we'll keep after them. Thank you for...
We're coming up on pothole season, where we're going to probably start seeing a lot more of them with colder weather, right?
What? Pothole season? That's not till after the first of the year.
Oh, well, I mean, I thought
Let's
cold
hope.
weather could happen. Yeah.
It can, but let's hope.
Let's be honest.
I'm still.
It's Indiana, any season could be
I know.
pothole season.
It could turn
We're either fixing them or they're happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're creating them, or
There's
we're
two
patching
pothole
them.
seasons. Yeah. All right. Next question from Lori on Facebook. She loves the bands at the Riverwalk concert series. How do I get my friend's band to play there maybe next year?
Okay, they can contact the Parks Department because that's coordinated with the gentleman that lines up the concerts or the acts, both at the Riverwalk in conjunction with Coterie or at Foster Park. And so if a band is interested in being considered, they can get that information to the Parks Department, and we'll get that to the gentleman that's coordinating the acts every year. And, they're always looking for some great opening acts, especially if they're local. So if they have anything, like either a CD or some type of flash drive that has them performing, or something that kind of uses like a resume or something to drop off to consider, that would be great. But yeah, I would suggest dropping that off to the Parks Department, and to just indicate that they want to be considered for some of the opening concerts, either at Foster Park or on the Riverwalk.
What's the best concert you've ever seen?
Oh, gosh. Here in town?
Anywhere.
Oh, anywhere?
Good question.
I know. I'll answer that both. And anywhere, probably down at, what is it? Is it Ruoff or whatever?
Deer
It's
Creek.
Deer Creek.
Deer Creek, I know. Aerosmith and Kiss.
Ooh, at the same show?
Oh, my gosh, yes. It was great.
Man.
And then here locally, probably the Mummies. I mean, the Mummies are
They're
just
hard to
So
beat.
fun.
They are showmen, those mummies.
Although the Flying Toasters put on a good show too, and they're coming. I mean, I don't know. There's just so many So many good ones that.
Mine's tough. I love Dave Matthews Band shows. And like, I don't know, they're all kind of the same, but they're all really good. There was one, and my brother and I went when we were kids, and thinking back to, I'm a father now, and like thinking back to this story, my parents were nuts to do this, but they did it. So they drove us to Chicago. They just let us out of the car at the United Center, and we saw U2 at the United Center. And U2 is an amazing show. They're like top 3 highest grossed musicians on tour of all time. Like it's a iconic show. But what made this one cool was about 10 minutes before U2 came on, some guy from the production walked out on the stage and he simply said something like, I hope you guys are smiling tonight and looking good, because you might not have noticed, but there's hundreds of cameras around, and they made a DVD of the show we were at.
Nice.
So like my brother has the DVD. We can go back and like look back at the show we were at. And I mean, I was young.
That's cool.
And I was surrounded by people that I had not experienced in my life at that young of an age, just thrown in. Like United Center is kind of like not in a great spot in Chicago either. But
that's awesome.
Here we go.
There you go.
We were just there, and it was a great time, great memory. But being at the show that was made into a DVD was...
Oh yeah,
it's a special thing. And like, there's young kids watching right now. They're like, DVD? What do you mean? Like they put it on YouTube? Like, what do you mean? I could like stream it? But that was probably my favorite concert.
I don't know. I don't know what my favorite one was. It came up recently. Drew didn't know. Probably my most memorable one was Woodstock '99.
Which they just came out with the documentary.
Yep. There is a documentary on Netflix called Trainwreck, and it was a train wreck. So that's another one of those. Like I was 17, and it's like an hour or so from where I grew up. And it was an actual dumpster fire. So
nice.
That was crazy. I don't know what I don't know. I've seen a lot of shows over the years. There was a Lollapalooza that we went to that was like, just everybody was great. I think that was probably my favorite big ticket concert we went to. It was like Lollapalooza, like 2008 maybe.
Yeah. Kelly says, hopefully one day her request will be met for them to get Firehouse for the Haynes Apperson Festival.
Oh.
I've never heard of that band. That could be interesting though. Kelly.
I thought
from the 80s.
Huh?
I thought the Subs.
Firehouse Subs to cater
That's what I thought
to
she
Haynes
meant.
Apperson.
I was thinking they were either...
That's more of a corn dog thing.
Late 80s, early 90s Firehouse. I don't know.
Is that?
I could look that up.
Yeah.
Oh,
we shall see.
I Google Firehouse
Subs.
Firehouse Subs. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So I don't know. That concert was pretty hard for me to beat. Firehouse. Interesting. They do tour. This looks. It just says rock band. Just a general rock band. Gotcha. Okay. Thanks for that question. And we have a next question from Drew. Like I said, great name. On Facebook. It's actually a 2-parter. We'll do one at a time. Is the ball drop planned for this year?
Let's hope. I know
Great question.
I know they were hoping to have done it last year, but I think the Technocats, who typically do that, didn't have enough students that were going to be around over the holiday and didn't get a ball design. So I know the last couple of years they've put some of the past Technocat New Year's Eve balls that they've used on display in the Markland Mall. So it wouldn't surprise me if they still do that again, but that'll be up to the Technocats. And if they can't, I know it's been a couple since I did, but I don't know, maybe I can get harnessed up again and do it. That'll be fun.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
You acted as a ball.
You sure did.
That was fun.
The People's Mayor.
The downtown... The downtown New Year's Eve festival is always good. The Coteries always having a really fun party.
Yep.
Cook McDougal's has the best seat in the house. And when house, I mean just the whole square in general. That corner table they have in there where you can see it and stay warm, but yet still see the ball drop. Yeah, it's a vibe here. Second part, his question was, not really a question, it's just letting you know, there's a large pothole that was paved on Washington just north of Mulberry Street, close to downtown, and I'm guessing he's saying it needs repaired, probably before winter. Okay. Is the pothole hotline still a thing?
Pothole hotline is still active. Yep. So folks can still call that. I wonder if it's Mulberry north of Washington, because I know NIPSCO is still down in and around the downtown area, replacing the final stretch of gas lines, and so that could be one of their spots as well. But we'll look into it and see if needs addressed by us or by the gas company.
Gotcha. And he also threw in a comment, you can't beat the number 5 fifth best burger in town, and they finally brought back the tacos. This will never end. This joke from the burger throwdown, this will never die.
Do you ever wonder, like,
which literally because it's on Kyle's hand tattooed, but this joke will never die.
Do you wonder sometimes what people will talk about at your funeral?
This is it.
This has to be it.
This is it.
Must be it.
Remember
this
that
is your
time
legacy.
You did the burger throwdown and Coterie got 5th?
Yep.
Oh my gosh! But they did bring the tacos back. I knew they wouldn't keep them away for forever.
They're great tacos.
They were serving up the number 5 tacos or number 5 burgers in town at the Riverwalk. So.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah,
great burgers.
Great burgers.
Yeah, Kelly says her favorite concert was the Scorpions. Lori says Green Day at the United Center. Love that.
Okay,
sure.
Yeah, Green Day's I bet a really good show. Metallica also in Indianapolis. She said she's seen 300 concerts and still going. She loves music.
That's nuts.
Okay.
It's only fair. It's $5 for number 5. That's a good point, Drew. We're done with burger talk, though. Okay, unless you keep commenting, I'll keep looking at it. Okay, next question is from Joe on Facebook. With the U.S. moving toward to more zero-emission-based vehicles and the Samsung factory setting down routes, are there any plans for more charging stations in Kokomo? I didn't know this.
Yes,
I went to Meijer a few days ago, and there's a Samsung. Or there's a
Tesla. Yeah.
There's a Tesla supercharger.
I was literally going to say the same thing.
I didn't know that.
We went together, but
we're more of like a Kroger family, not a Meijer family. So I don't go to Meijer much. No offense.
So knowing that that is the buzzword and that EVs are increasing in numbers and becoming more available, we are partnering with the Alliance and possibly IUK as well to kind of commission a study or do an assessment to locate spaces for electric vehicle charging stations. With the city, there may be a handful at the parks. I mean, a lot of it, where a city-owned building or property is. But I mean, if there are places like Meijer that already has one, or if there's Walmart, the mall.
Jackson Morrow would be a good spot for it. They've got that parking lot off of Park Road.
Off of Park, mm-hmm.
You could put one
and even
there.
Off of Webster. I mean,
it's true.
Down through there as well. So yes, we are definitely looking into where to strategically place EV stations and looking at the cost of it, because I'm guessing that there would be funds made available, probably federally, if not state, for charging stations similar to that. And so we want to be prepared for that opportunity.
Well, there's probably, a lot happening near the factory. Like the factory will be adding something. It'd be kind of funny. Like, just let's build an entire $2.5 billion EV battery plant, and then there's no chargers outside.
And then a big gas truck stop. No,
there you go. Putting in a shell. No, good question, Joe. Good question.
Yep, good stuff.
Next question is from Kelly on Facebook. I think there should be more laws when it comes to the cemeteries. People just disrespect them so badly and leave their trash, etc.
Yeah, and unfortunately, a lot of that too may not be folks actually leaving trash, but as loose trash works its way out of totes or other things and get blown apart. Unfortunately, the headstones a lot of times I think serves as blocks or collection spots for that as well. And so I don't know if people intentionally do, but you're right. I mean, we've got a great group of caretakers that do the best to stay on top of that. I know we're down a few bodies for that, but yes, if she notices that there's areas that need attention, definitely call the Parks Department, because the cemetery crew falls under the Parks.
I didn't know
we can
that.
get those identified.
Gotcha.
What's a weird part of TikTok that I stumbled into is
this is dangerous.
It really is.
Yeah.
Not for me, because like my For You page on TikTok is weird and hilarious. But it's people who are cleaning up headstones, but also telling the stories of the people who
fascinating.
like died in the
Midwest Grave Gal. There's like one that travels around the Midwest and does it, right?
This is
funny.
like millennial headstone guy or something like that. But it's fascinating, and they travel around and like research these people who died in the 1800s and tell their stories while they honor them and clean up their headstones. It's incredible.
And a lot of them, they end up dying in like really weird diseases or things that like you could buy over-the-counter medicine to solve now.
And
like, I remember like their stories.
Sure.
Yeah, he died of like an ear infection or something like that. Like it's crazy.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Kelly did say she's talking mostly about the historical ones out in the country the most.
Oh, okay.
So that might be more of a county issue than the city issue.
Yeah. So anything outside of the city limits, the township offices are the caretakers of the cemetery, so you can contact the township trustees if there's any of the cemeteries outside of the city limits.
Gotcha. Okay, Drew has another question, and this is a topic I've seen quite a bit talked about online, is just the Duke Energy the hikes and the rates that are happening. A lot of people are posting before and afters of their Duke bill. But Drew was curious if the city, and I promise this isn't just like an alias of mine, like this really is another Drew asking these questions.
But Drew's had good questions, I think, 2 weeks in a row
he's
now.
a smart guy, great name, smart guy. He said, is the city considering using some tax money to subsidize electricity with a 16% increase? I've actually seen some people saying like their bill almost doubled or something like that.
And there's no plans in place yet that we've discussed in regards to for anything subsidized. I know Duke is privately owned, and I know there's a lot of talk as well. I mean, with solar energy, installing the panels and putting that into the grid. Unfortunately, the solar field that's down on the old Continental Steel site is privately owned. They lease that ground from the city, and they send that back into the grid as a whole, as opposed to into the city. The Kokomo Schools has started a few developments on their campuses, but there are no plans at this time now to do any additional solar fields or having additional funds made available to subsidize. Now, that doesn't mean that if additional becomes available that we can look at it, but we'll definitely stay in communication with Duke and hope that they're being kind stewards of the power that they're making available. It is unfortunate, though.
I'd love to see, and Drew did say his did nearly double the last two bills he's got. I'd be fascinated if I could look into like a crystal ball in 25 years, what Kokomo could look like due to the influence of this Samsung factory. And if like we become, an extremely green city, because people they're educated on green energy or things like that, and just around it, and like I don't know, the same way like we've made cars such a part of our culture here, and like Chrysler and transmissions and automotive things. Like I wonder if that will happen with EV and just green energy, and like what that could shape in Kokomo 25 years later. It'd be really interesting. Kelly did say the city has gotten better since you have become mayor. Keep up the good work.
Oh, well, thank you, Kelly.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
All right. Last question unless there's a really good one in the chat. This one's from John on Facebook. With the increase in remote workers and the city being named one of the cheapest places to live in the nation, most affordable, I'd say cheap. I don't know. I'm a marketer. I've learned the word cheap. You just has the city thought about marketing to those remote workers to move here? Great question, John.
Absolutely. Yeah. So ironically, came across, I was at a conference last week, the Indiana Conference of Mayors. And so mayors from across the state converge.
Bunch of mayors being mayors.
Typically in the Indianapolis area. This time it was a little further north in Carmel, sharing ideas. And there were a couple that had talked about putting together incentive programs, to try and get remote workers to move here as well. Good, timely question. Yes, it was brought up last week after I returned from the conference. And so we're looking at the possibility and from which bucket we could potentially get a program together.
Yeah, it's remote working in general. I know here we've gone to like a hybrid office space where people can work remotely or work in the office. And I just don't think that's going away anytime soon. And a lot of companies are going to start doing it just as like hiring perks, you know, or
Yeah.
making your company look good to potential applicants.
But we want to be strategic about it too. I mean, it's just like, you know, companies like the cable company trying to encourage, you know, new subscribers. I mean, you make these incentives, you know, for, you know, to get people to sign up and to get the service. You know, you've got people that have been, you know, customers for over a decade or two that, you know, are still paying the same. So it's like, okay, you know, folks that have already committed and live here in Kokomo and continue to give back to the community, you know, where's that delicate balance, you know, to make sure. I mean, just like, you know, Drew was asking about, you know, the city considering, you know, subsidizing something for the increase in electric bills. I mean, so, you know, could there, you know, if we've got a pot of money that, you know, to use, you know, do we put together a program that folks can apply, and is that based on, you know, income restrictions, or, you know, that same pot of money be used, you know, as incentives to try and get remote workers to live here? I mean, it's an interesting, delicate balance.
Yeah. And it's all new, and you got to figure out the best way to do it.
Yeah.
But John, thanks for the question. Great question.
Excellent.
Also, shout out to John. It says he's a 4-year anniversary follower of the Kokomo Post.
Whoa, there you go.
So we
Way to
appreciate
go,
that, John.
Good guy
Take a
there.
rose on your nose for that one. I really appreciate it. Okay, well, thank everybody for those great questions today for the Ask the Mayor segment, partnered with Lexi's Drink Barn. Drew, sorry. I did cut off questions, but this is a really good one. Are you planning on joining the Kickball League? Drew,
We've got the wastewater crew, I think, is putting together a team. I don't know. Last time I played in the Kickball League, I was the only person that got hurt the entire season. So I probably shouldn't. You know, of course, Nathan Martin's going, "You're not suing the city, are you?" I'm
That's
like,
true. Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, I'm pushing 52, and my wife reminds me that I'm no spring chicken anymore.
Not
I
as
need to
young
watch
as
myself,
once.
but-
Level
was.
52.
So
we've talked about here, because he says, "Or anybody at the
the
post,"
Post.
which I love that you say the post. It always makes
Same.
me happy, because that's like a term that we've always just said internally, but when I hear somebody else say it, it's fun. We've talked about in the past whether like Alarison Media, which is our sister company, or the Kokomo Post making a team. It's never fully happened. We didn't have like quite the size of a staff to make a full team. But I don't know. I've talked about it. I got offered to be on a team over the weekend, and I said I don't know, because I don't know if the company's making one.
And if you put a team together, you better come to play, because
It's
it is
real.
serious.
It's real.
I think
Yeah.
we were talking about Kyle at the Coterie. I mean, I think he put a post on there advertising for the Kickball League, and he's like, "This ain't your typical
Grandma's. This is like your church league kickball team."
You know,
Yeah.
expect
Which makes it fun.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but at
Yeah,
the same
check-
time, he's saying that, but like, I mean, it's a good time. You know,
Oh,
there's a reason people
if you-
do it, and it's a
I
good
know.
like mural or an intramural type of thing.
And it's
that happens in the
unfortunate
city.
that, I mean, yes, you want it to be competitive. Yeah, you want to win, you know, but it's unfortunate when people take it
too seriously. That's just going to
extreme.
happen.
That
I've
I know.
learned to just laugh at those people.
Yeah,
because buddy, it's a kickball league
have
for
to.
one. Two, it's a city kickball league. You're not like on the NBA kickball. But I don't know. It's a cool thing. If
It
you
is
don't-
fun.
If you don't get to go on the field at Municipal Stadium, it's a good excuse like to play on the field and have fun. And I don't know. Great question.
Yep. Good stuff.
Man,
Drew,
how fun
bring in
would
the
it be
Still
questions
taking
this
signups.
a county versus city kickball game? I think that would be really fun. Yeah. Thoughts? Yeah. Or like KPD versus fire
Right.
department game.
Well,
That'd be really fun too.
the Military Foundation has the softball tournament, and that got rained out. They're trying to reschedule it. I can't remember if they got it rescheduled, but that's a full day.
There's just something more about kickball, though. Like softball,
yeah.
it's done. People play
Yeah.
softball all the time.
Kickball
Seeing
or even
grown
wiffle
men
ball.
and women play kickball competitively, that's a new level of entertainment for me. So I'm really into that. So anyway, thanks
you
for
go.
these questions for the Ask the
Good
Mayor
stuff.
segment here on the Kokomo Post with partners with Lexi's Drink Barn. Go check them out today. They have 2 locations. They're actually remodeling their north location, and it's going to look beautiful. Trust me. So go check them out. Order a 44-ounce Coke Zero with sugar-free vanilla if you would like to.
Yep.
I'm just telling you that before you go, I have a dad joke. This
You
week.
get it today. Good.
So, I mean, you can tell one too, but this was from a dad joke calendar that someone gifted us.
This is totally you today.
What does a thesaurus eat for breakfast?
What does a thesaurus eat for breakfast? I don't know.
Dinner?
Nope. Synonym toast crunch.
Nice. Wah, wah, wah,
There you go.
wah.
All right, we switched the roles up today. Anyway, thanks for watching another episode of the Mary Tyler Moore Show here on the Kokomo Post. As always, if you have questions for next week, leave them in the chat below. We'll pull them from last week's episode, and we will ask them next week. Or you can always just check us out here. We usually go live around like 3:15, 3:30 every single Monday here on the Kokomo Post. Yep. We love you, Kokomo. We will see you next time. We hope you have a great week. See you later.
See you, Kokomo.